Welcome back, ECHL fans, to another episode of the ECHL Insider. I am your host, Garrett Hunter, excited to take you around another top 5 games of the week as the playoff race is heating up. Lots of critical matchups around the league this week to get to. But before that, let's update you on what happened last week. We'll start in the North Division with a 4-3 overtime win for the Maine Mariners over their rival, the Adirondack Thunder. What a great game, closely played between those two teams, but Maine comes out on top on Sunday afternoon. Also, Tahoe struggled yet again against the Kansas City Mavericks. Mavericks got back on track this week with a 5-3 and 5-2 victory against the Night Monsters. And then those two teams will now see each other 3 straight in State Line, Nevada next week. Finally, it was the South Carolina Stingrays getting a 4-1 victory over their South Division foe, the Atlanta Gladiators. And this South Carolina team looks very impressive right now, winning 5 consecutive games. They look to stay hot this week. Well, that will take us now into our top 5 games of the week, a loaded schedule this week with tons of playoff implications. So let's dive right in with a Mountain Division matchup between the Idaho Steelheads and the Allen Americans Friday and Saturday night. Should be really good. You know, you look at both of these rosters, got to highlight 2 defensemen for you. Charlie Dodaro for the Idaho Steelheads has 29 points, and then Sam Steadley, 41 points from the back end and a plus 15 rating for Steadley this season with Allen, a very responsible and impressive goal-scoring defenseman for the Allen Americans. So should be a really good back-to-back. I think I really want to see how Idaho responds this week. They kind of got kicked in the mouth in their trip to Norfolk. Now you go back into division play. You're on the road against a very good Allen team. How do they respond this week? Should be a really good test for the Steelheads. And at number 4, the Adirondack Thunder visit West Banco Arena to see the Wheeling Nailers on Friday and Saturday. Should be a really good matchup between 2 of the top teams in the North Division. Want to see how Adirondack bounces back after losing to Maine in overtime. And then obviously Wheeling, top in the North Division. How do they handle business against a team like Adirondack, who they could see down the stretch in a first or second round playoff series? So should be a really good matchup. Want to see if the Thunder can upset the Nailers, though, on Friday and Saturday. At number 3, the South Carolina Stingrays on Sunday afternoon visit the Atlanta Gladiators. These 2 teams have played a lot recently, but yet another big game. And I think you got to obviously highlight the goaltending, right? Seth Isley for the South Carolina Stingrays toward the top of the league in wins by a goaltender. And then Ethan Hyder also toward the top of the league in wins as a goalie. He has a 2.44 goals against and a 924 save percentage. So Hyder, one of the best in the league. Isley, one of the best in the league. So it should be a good goaltending matchup in that Atlanta-South Carolina game. At number 2, we have the Florida Everblades and Atlanta Gladiators going at it Wednesday and Thursday. We just talked about Ethan Hyder, goaltender for the Atlanta Gladiators. Let's talk about Cam Johnson, right? Goaltender for the Florida Everblades. Leads the league with 22 wins. He has only a 1.85 goals against average, a 921 save percentage. He has been phenomenal. The Cam Johnson that we've seen the last few years for the Everblades, he's looked phenomenal. Age has not done him any harm, it seems, this year in net for the Florida Everblades. So it should be a good matchup between, Hyder, Sempton, Felter duo, and Cam Johnson in net for the Everblades. Should be a really good goaltending matchup in that one. And our top game of the week, a little bit of Eastern versus Western Conference for you. The Toledo Walleye and the South Carolina Stingrays from the North Charleston Coliseum in South Carolina, Friday and Saturday night. And we should see the goal scoring on display in this matchup. You've got 2-time defending MVP Brandon Hawkins leading all scorers this year with 60 points. And then for South Carolina, Simon Pennard right behind Hawkins at 56 points. Just an impressive goal scorer for the Stingrays, impressive goal scorer in Hawkins for the Walleye. should be a really good matchup between those two teams on Friday and Saturday. So excited to see this two teams match up. A little bit of, non-conference play. Two of the best teams, though, in the league going head-to-head should be great to see between the Walleye and the Stingrays. Well, we're not done just yet. We have another great fight of the week for you between Logan Drevich of the Savannah Ghost Pirates, and Justin Klimek of the South Carolina Stingrays going head-to-head. Two big boys throwing the punches on Sunday afternoon in North Charleston. So we hope you'll enjoy this fight. And make sure to go down below, subscribe to our channel, leave us a comment, tell us what we could improve about our channel, and we'd love to hear your thoughts. And we will see you next week as the playoff race heats up around the ECHL.
Gets a pass out to the slot, comes right to the blue line, and a shot, and it's blockered up into the netting. And we're going to get a fight. Getting in here as it's Logan Drevich and Klimek. Drevich fires an overhand right on Klimek, as that was for the high hit that was totally missed by the referees. That could have been a major.